If history teaches us anything, it's this. Never mess with a mother's wrath protecting her kid. Case in point, Empress Lu Ji of Han, a woman whose fury makes Greek tragedies look tame. Forget royal decorum. This was personal. Lu Ji wasn't just born into wealth. She was the daughter of a powerful and influential family, a woman who could have had her pick of suitors. Instead, she married Liu Bang, a low-ranking patrol officer with no money, no power, and barely a future. Why? Because her father, impressed by Liu Bang's charisma, believed in his potential. Lu Ji, too, saw something in him and threw herself into the role of a supportive wife. Little did she know, this commitment would lead to years of hardship. While Liu Bang joined the rebellion against the Qin dynasty, Lu Ji stayed behind, managing the household, taking care of his whole family, raising their son and daughter, and holding it all together. Then came the ultimate test. The entire family was taken hostage for 2 agonizing years. She didn't crumble. She protected her children and stayed strong, refusing to let fear or despair break her. Finally, Liu Bang negotiated their release, and Lu Ji returned to him. She must have thought her trials were over, but the real betrayal was yet to come. When Liu Bang rose to power, proclaiming himself Emperor Gaozu of Han, he repaid Lu Ji's sacrifices by forgetting them. She was the wife who had endured captivity, managed the empire in his absence, and even eliminated his political rivals. And yet, to him, she was just the old wife. His attention turned to Consort Qi, a young dancer who stole his heart and became his favorite. Lu Ji could tolerate the infidelity. She had no choice. But when Consort Qi started whispering poison in his ear, repeatedly claiming that Liu Ying was too soft-hearted and weak while insisting her son, Rui, was a better fit as he resembled the emperor more, things took a dark turn. She even pleaded tearfully, warning that if anything happened to the emperor, both she and her son would be in grave danger. Qi's relentless scheming to replace Lu Ji's son, Liu Ying, as crown prince with her own son, Rui, was crossing a line that Lu Ji would not tolerate. Here was a woman who had given everything to her husband, her youth, her loyalty, her safety, and her future. And now, not only was he under the spell of another woman, but he was considering stripping her son of his birthright. The humiliation, rage, and betrayal boiled over. Lu Ji fought back. Armed with cunning, she rallied court advisors and a dream team of wise men to secure Liu Ying's position. Gaozu grudgingly dropped the idea, admitting, Empress Liu is really in charge. When Gaozu died, Liu Ying became emperor and Lu Ji. She became Empress Dowager, and it was payback time. Lu Ji stripped Consort Qi of everything, her beauty, her dignity, and ultimately, her life. She shaved her head, forced her into hard labor, mutilated her, and locked her in a pigsty, calling her a human swine. Consort Qi's son, Liu Rui, poisoned to death at just 12 years old. Lu Ji's wrath was brutal, leaving no loose ends. For Lu Ji, the years of sacrifice and underappreciation transformed her from a devoted wife into a ruthless mother. Every slight, every humiliation, every unacknowledged sacrifice led her to the ultimate act of revenge. This wasn't just a power struggle. It was the eruption of years of repressed fury. In a world that valued women only for their utility, Lu Ji made herself unforgettable. She wasn't going to let history erase her devotion or her wrath. The fallout? Her son, Emperor Hui, was so horrified by his stepmother's fate and his brother's death that he spiraled into debauchery, leaving Lu Ji to govern. She became the de facto ruler of China, its first empress in all but title. History's verdict? If Consort Qi had stayed in her lane, maybe she wouldn't have met such a gruesome end. But then again, if she'd succeeded in dethroning Liu Ying, perhaps Lu Ji would have been the one in the pigsty. One thing's for sure. When it comes to scorned women, never, ever mess with their kids.